You may have heard that in watercolor, once you make a mistake, you're done. You got to start over. Well, that's not entirely true. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to lift paint or erase in watercolor. For example, I made this big tree here way too dark, so it looks flat. Let me show you how to fix that. To fix this mistake, we'll need a brush, a paper towel, and some water. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll just grab some water and I will apply the water to the area that I want to fix, like so. And then get rid of any excess water by dabbing the brush on a paper towel. And now I'm just sort of scratching the paper and my brush is acting almost like an eraser. And now while the paper is wet, just grab your paper towel and just gently pull the rest of the paint off. Okay, so there we go. So now the right side of the tree is light again, and it's catching light from the sun coming in from the right-hand side of the page. And I'm just repeating this process now on the branches. So again, just first bringing in some water, and then blotting out any excess water, and then just using my brush as an eraser. I'm using a 1/2-inch flat brush for this process, but really the best brush for this is the stiffest brush you can find. I'm using a paper called Arch Rough paper, and it's a little bit more forgiving for this type of technique. And now you can see I've gone outside the lines a bit, but the good news is that same type of erase technique can be used to fix this mistake as well. Okay, now that we pulled the excess paint off, the tree's looking too light, so I'm going back in with some yellow ochre and some darker colors to try and blend the left side, which is the darkest part, to make the tree look three-dimensional. Now grabbing some water here, and just to finish blending in the right side of the tree with the lighter brown, which is really a yellow ochre color. And there we have it. Now the same type of technique can be used to cast more light on other objects. So for example here, I'm demonstrating on this pine tree off in the distance. I think it was a bit too dark to start with, so I'm just gonna make the light hit the right side of that pine tree a little bit by using the same technique, by using water to remove some of that paint off the right side. It's easy to get carried away with this, so a good idea is just to kind of take a step back and look at the painting every time you do something like this to make sure that that's enough, or if not, you can just keep going until you're satisfied. Okay, and now lastly, a bonus tip. You can use the same type of water technique for lifting paint off the page by carving new objects into the landscape. In the words of Bob Ross, maybe a little sapling lives back there. A happy little sapling. So again, same idea, just using water and then the brush as an eraser to lift paint off the page. If you find that you've lifted too much paint off, you can always go back and add more color. To carve thinner objects, you want to switch to a thinner brush, so now I've switched to a rigger brush. All right, and I'll show you just one more time by adding one more little sapling back there. I hope you try this out and let me know if you've had success with these techniques, or if you have any more questions. Comment down below. And that should wrap it up. Thank you for watching. If you're enjoying these tutorials and would like to help me keep making them, please consider supporting my Patreon. you'll get early access to new tutorials and behind-the-scenes studio updates. The link is right down in the description below. Thank you for watching.